What's up, everybody? Randall from Haley Homestead. Sorry, most of my videos start out that way, haven't they? Sorry I haven't been bombarding YouTube with videos like I said I was. Um, the whole Hadley family has been sick, unfortunately. So that's why I haven't been on lately and haven't done any videos lately. But today I wanted to do a chicken care and maintenance video. Of course, I know some people are going to say, well, Randall, how can you do a chicken care and maintenance video if most of your chickens are gone? They're not gone from sickness. They're not gone from me not taking care of them. They're gone from predators. You're always going to have predators. No matter where you're at, no matter if you're in town, you're going to have possums, raccoons, cats, dogs. Out in the country, it's no different. You're just going to have a lot more predators. You got chicken hawks, you got the coyotes, just anything will look at it and eat and they'll get a free meal. But today I wanted to, I should have did this video long before, but I didn't. But yeah, chicken care and maintenance, can't talk, sickness got me a little down and out. For the most part, chickens are one of the easiest animals to take care of. All I need is food, shelter, and water, clean water. Make sure you always have water. Now, you can go to local feed stores, you can buy they got the waters, they got the gallon waters, they got the gallon feeders. Now, I do recommend if you're going to use those, to hang them. Do not let them sit on the ground or anything. Actually, if you use anything with the water or food, hang it, because chickens are natural scratchers, and they will scratch the ground up so much where they'll throw dirt everywhere. That's another thing that you're gonna have to watch out for. If you have them in a cage, I recommend a smaller one where you can move around or make some adjustments to it to where you can move it around. Because if not, it's going to look like this. Now, that is just whenever we first bought this house, we put the chickens in there because we didn't have no place to store them at. Excuse me, and thank you if you said bless you. At the time we went ahead and put them in there. It was an old dog cage that we have the goat in now, who is eating, by the way. I just fed her. But it will turn into mud and muck and everything nasty. So be careful. Always want to move around your cage. Like I said, they are natural scratchers, so they'll scratch up all the green grass, any bugs hiding in there. But I know you can see them in the background. They're back there in the back by the fence line. I free range mine because of before I was in town. I didn't like it too much because I built a very, very big, sturdy cage. But the problem was it was so big that it was a 10 by 10 by 10. It had some heavy wood on it. I could not move it, so I could not let the chickens run out, and they would go and I didn't let them out every once in a while. They were getting in neighbors' yards, stuff like that. It was pretty bad. But that ground was so nasty, especially when it rained. I had a top on it, but it still, water always got into it, and it was just nasty. So, like I said, I recommend moving your cage, or if you're free ranging, just be careful, watch them. There's always going to be predators. If you have a rooster, that's his main job, is to protect, warn, and to mate. You'll hear the rooster making a lot of different noises, especially when something flies over their head. He'll make a noise, and then the hens will take off running. Now, That's another thing on the roosters. Now, if you do have your rooster with the hens, I recommend only about 5 or 10 hens. Any more than that, and you start putting stress on the rooster on having so many hens to watch out for. Um, but on the other hand, you have to make sure that you do not overload roosters with hens, because of if you do that, you will. The rooster is just like a cat. He will grab a hold of the back of the hen's neck and mount the hen. So he'll actually sit on their back, and that's what's called their saddle, while he's mating. So if you have too many roosters, it will actually tear all the feathers off their saddle, off the back of their neck. It'll just be skin. If you have too many roosters, it'll do it so much to where it's gonna be bad. You have to separate the roosters, separate the hens, whichever one looks worse. It's so much that it's not worth it. Like I said, 5 to 10 hens at the most for one rooster. And again, that same ratio applies to roosters. One rooster to every 5 or 10 hens. The more, but now I was saying on feed, chickens are omnivores. They will eat everything from the chicken scratch you can buy at the local feed store. It's got milo, corn, there's about all kinds of seeds in it, grains. You can buy that. I do not recommend that being their whole diet, because of it does not have enough nutrients in it as being its whole diet. So you can buy the mealworms, you can buy the egg layer protein, or the 20% protein egg layers. You can the pellets or the crumbles. Now it all depends on your chickens if they're picky or not. Mine were, so they didn't like the crumbles because it looked like dirt. So I just bought the pellets. They got so much feed out there. Just it all depends on what you're looking for. And be careful on the egg layers. The more egg layer producers that you, let's see, how do I put this? The more production of eggs that they do now is less likely, or it shortens their egg production later on in life, because of it. They only have a certain amount of eggs in their bodies, and they usually lay 1 to 3 a day. Sometimes they'll stop for wintertime or stress or anything like that, but 1 to 3 a day is really the rule. Like I said, you start making them produce more eggs. Like I said, they'll run out of eggs quicker. Also, with the watering, make sure they get clean water. You can buy that at local feed store. It's just a 1-gallon jug, screws on top, and flip it over, and the water trickles down into the flat or the round bottom, and that's what they drink from. There's all kinds of different ways you can do it. You can do a PVC pipe with just a nipple on the end, to where they can drink out of that, where it's clean, fresh water every day. Just, again, make sure it's clean water every day. Same thing with food. You don't overfeed them, because chickens they'll eat until they blow up. I mean, that's all there is to it. They're gonna eat. If there's food there, they're gonna eat. Now, if you start noticing that their chest is starting to fill up more, and on one side, don't worry about it too much, unless it stays there for a day or two. Most of the time, that is just from them eating so much food that their chest is expanding, their caul, and it's expanding, so it's got overload on food. So just feed them a little bit less, or unless that's the only chicken that's getting food, trying to separate them. They are vicious. They are, same thing with dogs. They do a pack mentality. Kind of. They do, there's one hen over above them all, or there's one rooster above them all. It's one of those mentalities, and you got to watch yourself because yeah, they will fight, they will peck each other, they will. I mean, they'll be pretty straight hateful to each other, but it's just until they get that pecking order down, until whichever one rules the roost. Um, that's another thing. I don't know if I said it earlier. They check your city laws. Most cities will actually let you do or have hens, not roosters because they make so much noise, but hens. You can raise those. Some of them in the city, you'll have no problems. Keep them in a cage, big enough cage, hold 3 or 4 roosters, and you're fine. You get four. You get. I suck at math. So you get 4. You figure 1 to 3 eggs a day out of each chicken. You get them up to pretty good egg amount. You can't start selling them right away. I mean, you can if you don't like eggs and you just want to sell them. But there's so many people doing that now. It's crazy. Everywhere you look, everywhere you drive down, fresh eggs, fresh farm eggs for sale, this and that. There's so many signs, so many people doing that. I don't do that right now. Mine are right now just for us, just for family. Whenever I did have more eggs than the way we could do with, we'd give them away. People, you can always. Now I'm pretty sure I mentioned it earlier, but whenever they're omnivores, they. Yeah, I don't know if you can believe me or not. This is my personal experience. They will eat raw meat from anything. Yeah, it's. I've cleaned roosters. Whenever I had too many roosters at one time, I had a whole batch of eggs that one of my hens had hatched. Half of them are roosters, half of them are hens. I couldn't keep that many roosters. I didn't keep none of those, so I had them in a separate cage. Got them bigger, got them older, and butchered them. I know some people are going to say, oh, you butchered them, you're cruel. No. I had to make sure they had a good life until we harvested them. That's the way of any farm, homestead. That's pretty much anybody. It's the same thing as you going to buy it from a store. It's just you know what's in that meat. You know what was raised on it. You know what was given to it. You know how it's taken care of. But yeah, I was, and whenever I was butchering those roosters, some of that meat dropped down, and my hens went crazy over it. They will eat raw meat. They will eat vegetables. They will eat grass. Yes, they will eat grass. Trust me. If they don't have no grass in their cage and it's just a mud straight, you put some grass in there, they will eat it. Again, not all of it's diet. Don't just pick one thing and just throw it in this, that's the only diet. No. They're very omnivores, but they need a lot of stuff in their nutrients of diet, or in their diet every day. They need to constantly eat. And that's why mine are free ranging out with bugs, snakes, frogs, whatever they can catch. Mice. But it's, I don't know if I said it all. I don't even know what I said. This sickness has got me down, so if I missed a lot, I'm sorry. I really am. I apologize. I'm just out here. I wanted to do some more videos. I haven't got the chance to because, again, I've been sick. The whole Hadley family's been sick. But today I've been out here. It's drizzly. It drizzles every once in a while and it's cloudy. But I still gotta feed the goat. I still gotta let the dog out. Chickens are already out. They sleep on the porch. That's another thing. Make sure whenever you have chickens to make sure they have shelter, because that way they have somewhere to go at night, because they will roost. No matter if it's in a tree, and yes, they will roost in a tree. Most hens will. The big hens and the big roosters They won't fly necessarily. None of the chickens fly. But I have watched some of my game hens fly a pretty good distance to get up in a tree. Um, yeah, it's not like a bird getting up there, but it's still they're short flyers. I do not cut their wings. A lot of people do. That way they don't fly around. That way they don't flap around. Or flap around is not the right word. Um, they won't jump over the fences. They're still gonna do it. They still have a little bit of flying mobility, um, but they just won't have as much. Um, I don't like, and I don't recommend cutting their wings. I've never liked it. It's the same thing as declawing a cat. Um, yeah, I, they need something for the defense. Um, unless you're gonna, yeah, it's a whole. I'm not getting into that whole spiel. So, lady, come here. Sorry, lady's over here by the fence, and she decides to go over there to where the chickens are. Um, there's nobody. There's that neighbor. There's nobody there. She don't ever go all the way over. Um, she mainly goes underneath the fence and then comes right back. She don't ever go too far, or really she'll stay right there on the fence line, as you can tell, right where she's at now. She's right there at the fence line on my side. But now on the chicks. Now most companies will ship you chicks, and they'll arrive within 3 days to a week. That's because whenever the chick is born or hatched, it has enough of the egg nutrients in it to where it'll survive the first 3 days to a week on no food and water. Now, I'm not saying, once you have chicks, to don't give them no food and water. No, I'm not saying that. But that's what, like, if you have, most of the time whenever you have a hen hatch chicks, they won't go out for the first few days because if they're still surviving on the yolk, or they're still surviving on the egg excuse me. Excuse me. And thank you if you said bless you. Wow, that was pretty nasty. I'm sorry. But yeah, on the chicks, they just be careful, because anything looks at them as a free meal. Yeah, they're gonna stay next to their mama. A lot of times their mama's gonna get vicious, very vicious. Trust me, I know. And you just have to be careful and wary on all that. I believe that's all I have today. I'm probably forgetting a lot of stuff, and I'm sorry. If I am, comment on the video. Hit me up on messages if you have my number. I'll watch this, and I'm already posting on YouTube already, so I'm gonna watch it and figure out what all I'm missing. So I'll probably add another video later, or definitely gonna add another one later about deer hunting. But this one, like I said, it was just chicken care and maintenance. 3 main things: just make sure they have plenty of clean water, plenty of clean food, and shelter. And you will have some happy happy chickens. Now, just like I said, check with your breeds, what you're looking for. Egg layers, meat birds. There's all kinds of sorts. Research what you're getting your hands on. It's not something that you can grab and take away, and then all of a sudden you don't want it, or you don't learn from it, and you toss it out. Yeah, it's going to survive as best as it could, but it's not right. But just like I said, research, same with any other animal. I know I probably said it a million times already. I apologize. I am sick. The whole Haley family's sick, so bear with me. If you have any questions, hit me up on here, hit me on the video.
Um, if you had anything I missed, hit me up on comments. I reply to all comments, and I look at all comments. So, um, again, like this video, share it like wildfire. Subscribe if you haven't. Tell other people, hey, check this guy out. Let them subscribe. Tell them subscribe. Um, like I said, comment if you got comments. Don't hesitate to comment. Do whatever. I look at every single one of them. I reply to every single one of them. But just thank you for everybody. And if you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask. That's one thing. Everybody swallow your pride. If you don't know something, you're not gonna learn if you don't ask. You're not gonna learn if you don't try. Ask questions. Anybody, they can help you out. Hit me up in comments, do whatever. And I will talk to y'all later on. I'll be making another video later on. So, again, like, share, and subscribe, and comment. And hopefully everybody has a good day. If you're sick, I know what you're feeling, know what you're going through. Sorry it's a long video. And I will see y'all in the next video.